Can you believe I found this antique piece of furniture right by the dumpster, and I'm so glad I did because I couldn't imagine if this had ended up in the landfill. I mean, I guess it did have a missing drawer, which was pretty unfortunate, and it also had these gorgeous knobs, but one of them was missing and they had replaced it with this like random knob on the bottom. But we're definitely going to try to save this piece because I could not bear with this ending up in the landfill. So let me know what you guys think at the end when you see the finished product. Oh, and I also forgot to mention the veneer was rising, so we had to fix that as well. This piece was basically made of a very thin veneer, so I had to be very careful when sanding it. It already had chunks missing on the sides on some of the drawers. So I believe I only sanded down the whole piece with 280 grit sandpaper. And all this hardware was way too gorgeous to replace, so I'm just going to be using Barkeeper's Friend just to clean them up and get them shining again. And shout out to Google Back Search and some random lady on Facebook because I was able to find the exact same missing handle on that bottom drawer. I did have to spend $20 on it though. And I'm not gonna lie, it is slightly bigger. Let me know if you can tell which knob it is. I thought it would be better though than trying to replace all the knobs just because of how gorgeous they were. And after a lot of elbow grease, they were shining like new. Next, it was on to the rising veneer. I must have used all the clamps that I had, all the weights that I had, and so much wood glue. But luckily I was going on a cruise for 4 days, so we just let that sit. To bring all this wood back to life, I used Restore Finish in the color walnut, and then I went over that with furniture wax. And that combination, it didn't have the piece looking perfect, but it definitely was better than where we had started. So after all that, I was adding back on the hardware, and I also waxed the inside of the drawers just because they were a little stiff as well. Now moving on to that missing drawer, I cut this piece of plywood at Home Depot and stained it in the color walnut. My uncle helped me cut it down to size with some of the wood tools he had. So we put it inside that hole, weighed it down with some wood glue, and just a reminder, this is where we had started, and this is the after. I posted a video when I had first found this piece, and I had so many comments about not painting it. And don't get me wrong, I love painting some furniture, but I just thought this wood grain, this veneer was way too gorgeous to paint, so I wanted to restore it as best as I could. My name is Crystal with Crystal Thrift and Flips, and if you like this content, make sure to follow for more.